Hello and welcome to the Mushroom Murder Trial podcast. My name is Lisa, and today Erin Patterson spent her final day giving evidence in her triple murder trial in the Supreme Court of Victoria at Morwell. The mother of two is accused of serving a beef Wellington laced with death cap mushrooms to her four relatives, deliberately resulting in the deaths of three people, while her defence argues it was a terrible and tragic accident. And just like that, the evidence portion of Erin Patterson's triple murder trial has come to a close. The courtroom is now shifting gears. Next up, the closing arguments from both the prosecution and the defence. Then it will be over to Justice Christopher Beale, who will give the jury its final instructions before they retreat to deliberate on a verdict. Quick reminder, before we launch into today's updates, head to the Mushroom Murder Trial podcast to subscribe for my free newsletter, and it will come out soon with some extra content and some more information for you. So make sure you're in line for that. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to this podcast on your preferred platform so you never miss an episode. And now, what we learnt today. Ms Patterson was told her account of stopping for a bushland poo on the side of a highway was a, quote, lie made up to explain a long driving trip a day after the fatal mushroom lunch. It was her final day on the witness stand where the mum of two has pleaded not guilty to all counts. At the start of the hearing, the 31st day of the trial, can you believe that? Ms Patterson was cross-examined on her evidence by Crown Prosecutor Dr Nanette Rogers. Now, Dr Rogers asked Ms Patterson about evidence she had given concerning being forced into stopping to have diarrhoea on the side of the road. The 50-year-old had previously told the court the incident happened while driving her son to a flying lesson. She said she was suffering nausea and diarrhoea on July 30, 2023, and had to suddenly stop 30 minutes into the car trip. Ms Patterson recalled she'd driven her two children for the flying lesson, but it was cancelled just before they arrived. Dr Rogers took Ms Patterson to her son's evidence, where she said at no stage did his mother stop to use the toilet. Quote, I suggest he did not recall it because it did not happen, Dr Rogers asked. Disagree, Ms Patterson said. Quote, this is another lie you've told to explain how you managed the trip, the prosecutor asked. Disagree, Ms Patterson said. The court then moved on to the facts concerning so-called phone A. The prosecution was asking Ms Patterson about two mobile phones she used in 2023, referred to as Phone A and Phone B. Now, this is a lot, so I will read it all from the transcript for you later this weekend, but it's very complicated, so we'll just go into the facts at the moment. Now, Ms Patterson said that from about February 2023, she used Phone A as her main device to send and receive texts, make phone calls and take photographs. Dr Rogers maintains she also used this device to research death cap mushrooms and to look up the iNaturalist website in 2023, including a post by Dr Tom May on May the 21st, 2023, and a second post by pharmacist Christine McKenzie on April 18, 2023. You may have heard them testify earlier in the trial. Disagree, Ms Patterson said. Dr Rogers said it was an agreed fact in the trial that a loss of phone connection could be caused by the SIM card being removed from a handset, the battery being removed without turning off the device, and the handset being damaged. She continues, I suggested that you remove the SIM from phone A between 12:01 p.m. and 1:45 p.m. on August 5, 2023. That was the day the police did an unscheduled visit to Erin's house. Ms Patterson, disagree. Dr Rogers, I suggest that you had physical possession of this phone when you did that. Ms Patterson, disagree. Dr Rogers, I suggest you remove the SIM card when you were afforded privacy. And in brackets, that means the police allowed her to go into a room alone to contact a lawyer. Ms Patterson, that happened at 2 p.m. Dr. Rogers, I suggest that your claim that the black item on the windowsill is phone A is simply nonsense. Ms Patterson, disagree. The Crown prosecutor then ended her cross-examination with 3 final questions for Ms Patterson. Dr. Rogers, I suggest that you deliberately sourced death cap mushrooms in 2023. Agree or disagree? Erin, disagree. Dr. Rogers, I suggest that you deliberately included them in the beef Wellington you served to Donald Patterson, Gail Patterson, Ian Wilkinson, and Heather Wilkinson. Agree or disagree? Erin, disagree. Dr. Rogers, and you did so intending to kill them. Agree or disagree? Erin, disagree. Dr. Rogers, no further questions. And then we move on to Erin's barrister, Colomandy SC, who asked his client about her evidence concerning the Enrich Dermatology and Cosmetic Clinic in South Yarra. That was in my most recent episode. So if you want to catch up on that, that would be good for this. So he reminded her she had said she had booked the pre-surgery appointment for a gastric bypass at the end in September 2023. Mr. Mandy reminded Ms Patterson that Dr. Rogers had suggested the clinic didn't offer weight loss or gastric bypass surgery. A statement provided to the court by the clinic declared the clinic only offered examinations for skin, hair, and nails. Ms Patterson told the jury she may have been looking into having liposuction. Mr. Mandy presented evidence today that Ms Patterson made calls to the clinic on April 19 and May 31, 2023. Ms Patterson said she believed the clinic offered weight loss surgery options and she understood the appointment was to discuss her options, but she cancelled the appointment and never attended. An SMS from the clinic sent to Ms Patterson on September 11, 2023 was read out to the court. Mr Mandy also produced a screenshot of a website page for the clinic which said a doctor at the facility had stopped offering liposuction as a treatment option for patients as of June 30, 2024. Ms Patterson said she was mistaken. The clinic offered gastric bypass surgery. Mr Mandy also asked her why she made 6 beef Wellingtons. She said she had enough meat, pastry and other ingredients to make 6. I had enough for an extra, and I thought I could eat it another day, Ms Patterson said. So thank you for listening. We're at the pointy end now, so thank you for your time and your attention today. For more information, visit the website. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter, mushroommurdertrial.com. It's jam-packed with news about the trial. Plus, I'm on all the socials and the details are in the show notes. And if you feel like rewarding me for the thousands of hours I've spent on this work, I have a Buy Me a Coffee membership, which allows you to pay $5 as a thanks and I get a coffee. And just moving along now, there's been some complaints about my voice and my presentation. Now, all feedback is great and that's really good. And I have had voice training and I have been working on it. But the other thing is I have a chronic illness and it makes me exhausted a lot of the time. So sometimes I will make more mistakes than I normally would. So that's behind it. It's not as though I'm being slack and just sort of sitting down here and going, oh, I'll put out an episode here with zero effort. No, it is a lot of time and attention, and that's what you deserve. So thank you for the feedback, positive or negative. You can also review the podcast as well, and I would really appreciate that. But the main thing you can do is just stay interested, and we will soon, I would say maybe, this is a guess, in a week or so, we might have a verdict. Who knows? So keep in touch. Thank you for everything, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.